Hi there, I'm Nick Barraclough, President at AKCP, and today I'd like to introduce to you our sensorProbeX Plus monitoring device. The device you see in front of you is our 16-port sensor version of the SPX Plus. So it's got 16 sensor ports that can connect up to any AKCP intelligent sensors. But you can also configure this device. Instead of 16 sensor ports, it could have 8 or 4 or 12. And we also have dry contact modules, mini relays, A to D inputs such as 0 to 5 or 4 to 20 milliamp inputs for interfacing to third-party sensors as well. The device is one new rack mounted, but it is also available in shorter DIN rail versions, as well as longer 0U mountable versions as well. You can go to our configuration tool on akcp.com on the sensorProbeX Plus page. The link is in the description below, where you can actually build and configure your unit as you need. So here's two different configurations of the SPX Plus. This is the 1U version, and this is a short DIN rail version. You can see some differences. One is the power connector is on the end rather than on the rear, like it is on the 1U mounted SPX Plus. And of course, it doesn't have the 1U rack mount ears. Instead, it has our mounting screws on the back, where a DIN rail clip can be attached, allowing you to mount the unit onto a DIN rail, either horizontally or vertically if you had two DIN rails in parallel with each other. These versions are all available in the configuration tool that I mentioned earlier. When you build up your unit, you can select what type of mounting you want. You'll see here we have 8 sensor ports on this one, but if you only require 4, the unit can be made even shorter. In addition to the main base units, we also have expansion units. So you'll see we have a BEB port and an EXP mod port. So the BEB port is for basic expansion bus. This is for expanding within a short distance of the main unit. And I have an example of a BEB unit here. So the BEB unit would connect up to here using an RJ11 connector. And this typically is used for only short distance of no more than a couple of meters between the units. And you can expand with up to 2 BEB units on an SPX Plus. The EXP mod, this is a dual purpose port. It's a Modbus RS485 for connecting up to monitoring third-party devices. But it's also an EXP port, which stands for expansion. And for this, you can expand to a different type of expansion module, not the BEB. The BEB can be built up and customized just like the SPX Plus. The expansion modules come in 2 fixed configurations. One is 8 sensor ports and the other is 16 opto-isolated dry contacts. When it comes to dry contacts, you can build up these additional modules here with dry contacts if you wish, and we do have isolated and non-isolated versions of those as well. Another nice feature of the SPX Plus is the locking DC jack. So you'll see that the DC jack and the plug have a thread on them, which allows us to ensure that the DC jack is securely installed. So it's not going to accidentally unplug. You'll also see we provide this power supply carriage. So when mounting in 1U configuration, you're not going to have to find somewhere to place the power brick. It's nicely installed on the rear of the unit here, and it can be positioned where you need and tightened up. So this package comes as standard with all of the 1U mounted SPX Plus. Obviously on the DIN rail mounted version, it doesn't make sense to have the power supply carriage on the rear because it wouldn't be able to mount on the DIN rail in that sense. There was also a 0U mounted version, which is a little bit long for me to show here, but anything that goes beyond the 1U mounting can be DIN rail or 0U mounted with toolless mounting. So you can put it in the back of your rack, the kind of mounting that you typically find on a PDU. So if you have a space in the 0U rails at the rear of your rack, you could install an SPX Plus there as well. So here's the user interface of the SPX Plus. We have customizable desktops. We'll start here with the summary screen that gives you a summary of all of the various sensors connected to the SPX. And you can drag across also individual sensors and view them as gauges or graphs. These can be resized to suit your screen. Additional desktops can also be created showing specifics of certain sensors. And also, if you have AKCP cabinet thermal maps connected, we have a thermal mapping display as well that shows you the temperature, top, middle, and bottom, and also the delta T across the rack. Creating new desktops is simple and straightforward, and you can add other graphs and gauges, and also access the settings of a particular sensor from within the desktop. The sensor settings, you can set the various thresholds for the sensor when it will alert, and also continuous time to avoid false positives.